Felt like I had arrived to another planet. People walked around worry free. The women walked around with their hair down nicely and hugged their boyfriends out on the street. At the airport, there was not a single gun at sight, and people were only worried about missing their flight. Suddenly, from the corner of my eye, I saw a woman that looked familiar to me. My mom's friend was fatter than her picture. She smiled at me with her shiny white teeth and took me in her arms and hugged me. She said that the rest of the family could not wait to see me. So-So's son was also there. I had never seen a boy like him. He had green, appealing eyes and a beautiful smile. I had a good feeling about this journey we were about to stumble upon together. My surroundings were so clear I finally felt like I could breathe again. When we came to our new home, the first thing I noticed was that my room wasn't as big as in Iran. My father was correct. If we would have left, we wouldn't have lived as extravagant as in Iran. Their car was old and made funny noises. I shared a room with Amir, So-So's son. The room was pretty neat considering other boys' rooms I had seen. I was extremely excited at that point. I had forgotten for a moment about my guilty conscience. We started talking about everything. I understood him and he understood me. I felt weights lifted off me. We had a connection that I hadn't had with anyone else.
Amir was very tall, like a spaghetti noodle. We went to the same school together. It was a public school with a lot of kids. There were 5 times more kids in this school than in Iran. In my first period, the teacher called me up and introduced me to the class. Everybody looked at me like I was from another planet, which was ironic since I thought so too. I was really embarrassed and didn't quite know how to act. The one thing I knew at that point was that I needed to go out of my comfort zone. I needed to buy this and that to fit in. I went shopping and bought tons of new things, a whole new wardrobe and things to style my hair. I felt confident and was ready to be a different person. I didn't like the old me, so now was the time to change into the new me. As I went to school, I felt many eyes on me, and even more as I walked down the hallways. Now was the time to show them who I was and what I had to offer. I liked the positive attention. It was the first time I felt that way since I got here. Back home, I looked like everybody else. The new norm was different, but I liked it. It felt good. I went to the playground and met my classmates. Me, Amir, and 2 other kids became very good friends, and I felt really happy about it. My school years were great. I had many friends. I struggled at first finding myself in a new country and being independent, but eventually I did, and life was great. I graduated from my school and I was valedictorian. And I want to tell you my speech, which was the beginning of my career.
Dear fellow classmates, teachers and headmasters, hello. My name is Marti Satrapi and I come from Tehran, which is located in Iran. The reason I came to Austria was because of the war, which is currently in Iran, where my life was at stake every day. I come from a loving family, rather wealthy if you ask me. My life was great, until I turned 10 years old. Suddenly, everything changed to the worse. We had to start wearing a veil because of the Islamic Republic. I was used to a normal life, just like you. Imagine your favorite clothes and a teddy bear you've had since you were a child. Wouldn't it be hard if all the things you grew up with and the things that were a part of your everyday life would one day be ripped away from you? That happened to almost all the people in Iran. I was channeling my anger through being rebellious, which got me into a lot of trouble. So my parents thought it would be best to send me away to a safe country where I could live my life peacefully, get educated, and grow up in a safe environment. Coming to a new country is not easy. Thankfully, after my makeover, you've accepted me into your society. You helped me adjust to the European everyday life, and for that I will always be thankful.
The night before I moved, I had a very meaningful talk with a very important person. That person is unfortunately not here with me today, but that night I spoke to my grandmother for the last time. She told me, in life you'll meet a lot of jerks. If they hurt you, tell yourself that it's because they're stupid, and that will help you from reacting to their cruelty. because there's nothing worse than bitterness and vengeance. Always keep your dignity and be true to yourself. I also want to thank my family for giving me the chance to experience the life that everyone deserves. My parents have been as supportive as they could, considering the circumstances. Their support had its limits because of the situation in Iran, but even a small support makes a difference. I am so happy to say that my parents are sitting here in the audience, watching me grow and become the best version of me. Later on, I moved to France and got my art degree. Aside from painting, I also did motivational talks. I have gotten the chance to travel around the world and tell my story. If I hadn't had the chance to leave my country and see the world from a different perspective, I never would have gotten to the place where I am now, and my life would be completely different.